Welcome to Wealthy Woman in Progress, episode number 7. And to be honest, I'm thinking about just changing this whole thing because I realize that by focusing only on the wealth aspect, I feel like I'm missing a huge chunk of who I am. And all the work that I've done over the last, I don't know, whether I just go over the last 6 or 8 weeks or whether I go over the last years, I've learnt so much, and I feel like focusing just on this one aspect for me is part of my freedom, and it's a part of my overall picture. So I'm seriously thinking about making this a part of a podcast that I would look at doing. And obviously the money side is so important. Like, I've been now listening to Tony Robbins, Mastering the Money Game, and that has been wonderful. Like, I read Unshakable last year and that was incredible, but I didn't actually start taking action on it, and I feel like this year I'm just so action, and this combined with the work that I did on the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, it's really pushed me forward to start taking action in that field of our life. And I know that when I'm listening to this, you know, everybody says the same thing, whether it's Tony Robbins, whether it's Harv Eker, whether it's Jen Sincero, whether it's, I don't know, like any of these people that are really wealthy, Robert Kiyosaki, they all talk about the same thing. It's speeding up your income, boosting your income, finding another way to create income, and doing that through whether you outsource some skill sets that you have, whether you create a course, whether you consult or coach or whatever that might be. And I realize now, with the business opportunity that we're working in attraction and affiliate marketing, I see that that is exactly what we're doing. We're literally leveraging the internet and our social media to build our income, right? So that's a key, crucial part, and that's really important to me in the freedom aspect, because I want to be able to earn this money from anywhere in the world. I don't want to be tied to a particular place. And in saying that though, like, I do feel very blessed to be where we are right now, because we are just down the road from the beach. At night I can hear the ocean. Early in the morning I can hear the ocean. When I step outside first thing in the morning, you can smell that salt in the air, and that is for me what I want. And I guess that's what makes me wealthy. And so what I really wanted to speak about today on the side to that was, why am I wealthy already? Why is everybody watching this wealthy already? Well, you know, we actually have the world's knowledge at the palm of our hands. You know, people that ran entire countries not that long ago, they couldn't even get access to the amounts of information that we have. That in itself makes us wealthy. You know, we have access to any kind of information that we want. I also feel incredibly lucky and grateful to have my 3 beautiful children who they're at home with me all day, every day. I think that makes me incredibly wealthy. I've mentioned living next to the beach, not having to struggle financially, though. You know, I realize with doing the work that I've done, I have messed up sometimes in the sense of financial world, but I haven't done the worst damage ever. I see that I've missed a lot of really good opportunities to, you know, fast forward our financial future, but that's okay because we're still very young, and with the opportunities that we have to have this internet business, we actually have a really huge opportunity to actually fast track and move that progression forward a lot faster. I feel really grateful that, you know, we're not struggling. I mean, yes, I've racked up plenty of debt and invested in myself a lot in the last 2 years. And in saying that, like, looking at what I know now, I probably would do things a little bit differently. But that knowledge that I now have is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, that, I can't replace that, and that has propelled me to be the action taker that I now am. So I see that, like, anyone that is watching this YouTube, you actually have so much in your life. Even if you might not see it right now, you have the ability at your fingertips to go and research whatever it is that you want to learn. You know, like when we were at school, when we were in our teens, we had an opportunity that was emerging, but it wasn't the widespread knowledge that we now have. So even if you're in the depths of despair, and even if your life currently right in the minute is perceived as a struggle, if you're watching this right now, you can hold hope that there's some answers for you, and you don't even have to pay for those answers. Something that I see for the future is that I think the value of knowledge itself is huge, but I think that the opportunity for us to access that for free is just ever increasing. I don't really believe that you have to spend money to learn these things. You might have to invest into buying a book or an audio book and then applying the knowledge, but a lot of the times you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars in the way that I have to achieve these results. And especially now that I'm in the business that I'm in, I see more of an opportunity for people like myself to share what we know without a financial transaction, because of the fact that we feel so abundant that, you know, our business income that we make from the people who like what we talk about, that in itself is enough. We don't need to have to go through this whole realm of filling our time with coaching calls or lessons or building a course or something like that, because we can share that depth of knowledge with the people who are working with us in this business, and I can share more to my audience, because, you know, this business is going to put me in a position where I'm not always feeling like, oh, I have to get a client, which is just an incredible transformation to how I used to think about things, because I'm not necessarily now having to give out the information in order to attract a client, although that might be a byproduct, but I'm able to just give more of myself without feeling like I'm giving something of too much value for no input. And I think as people start to take ownership of their learning, ownership of their education, ownership of their future, ownership of, like, I don't want to be stuck in the box that my parents and my parents' parents had to be in. Once they take ownership of wanting to live outside of that box and go into some new places, I really think that these are the people that are going to benefit most from where we are right now, and that's what makes us all so wealthy. So Wealthy Woman, episode number 7, I'm going to talk more about, like, the goals that I didn't hit because I didn't achieve where I wanted to go. I want to talk more in another episode again about my consistency, because that has been the biggest thing for me along this whole journey. I feel like that has been the hardest thing for me to build. I'm always doing lots and lots of learning, which I love, and I'm always with my kids, which I love. Like, I'm watching my kid run down my hill, jump in the pool right now, and that is pure beauty to me. And so sometimes dragging myself away from being in my present life to then put myself out online, I sometimes do struggle with that, and I know that consistency is really important. So that's another thing that I will touch on. And yeah, so that's Wealthy Woman in progress number 7, and I will update you, because with the work that I've just done recently in the last, like, 2 or 3 weeks, I've just solidified my brand and who I am, and Wealthy Woman in Progress is definitely one facet of that. So whether or not I keep just doing these little Wealthy Woman segments that are about the money in particular, I haven't quite figured that part out, but I know who I am, and I know what I stand for, and I've had some things come up that have really backed that, and I know that I am all about living fearlessly. I know that freedom is just like a huge chunk of my inner puzzle, and I know for me, talking about the future and what I see ahead, and how we can create our own futures, and fulfillment. Those sorts of things are what I am. So I'm thinking about a podcast or something along the lines of that, and I would do a YouTube or a Facebook Live to go with that. So I will keep you posted. I just need to make a decision and then run with it, and I need to really commit to a time each week to do it, because my consistency is shot. But well, that was me, and so that was number 7. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry it was a little bit longer than the other ones. I've got a really itchy nose because it's hay fever season. I've been really struggling with my hay fever. So I'm going to go now. My son's about to shoot water at me, and I will talk to you all again soon. So remember, you are wealthy. You have so much in your life to be grateful for. I'm sure if you take a look around, you'll see it all right there in front of you. Bye.